Jambo! Today I'll be meeting Ousman Touray at the Villa Rosa Kempinski in Nairobi to share his experience in Rwanda, Kenya, and what he has learned under the mentorship of Professor PLO Lumumba. Come with me. Jumbo good people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your host, African Tigress from Nairobi, Kenya. And guess who's joining me today? Guess who is in Kenya? Your favorite. Introduce
Hi.
yourself.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, viewers on the African Tigress platform. It's your friend, your brother, Ousman Touray from the Gambia, here in Nairobi, Kenya.
All right. So excited to finally meet you in person. I never knew I would meet you this soon after I did an interview with you some few months ago. So I understand at the last interview, you were planning to go to Rwanda. So tell us, did you eventually go to Rwanda? And maybe for those who don't know, why did you go to Rwanda and how was the experience? Tell us.
Thank you so much. Well, Rwanda was a great experience. I went into Rwanda because I needed to do some studies on mentorship and as well as on leadership. Looking at Rwanda, I've always been one of those individuals who says what Africa needs now is inward, and that is we have to look into what are some of those things working within African countries, and then we see how best we can learn from it. Now, Rwanda in particular have a good leadership, like where young leaders in Africa needs to go, look into so many things in order to, see themselves, in order to, realize their potentials, in order to have it in them that there are people who live in the continent, they've made their efforts, and now they are realizing something that all of us are proud of. So that is why I decided to go to Rwanda to breathe from that and have a mentorship program with the ENA think tank where I was exposed to a lot of things with readings, guidance as young leaders, as visionary men. How do we make sure that we build the Africa that we want? And from there, I proceed to Kenya.
Oh, so how was the weather, like living, the community? How was it? Did you have time to interact with Rwandese? Did you have time to visit other parts of Rwanda?
Yes, I've been to Rwanda and I've interacted with Rwandese, with people in the government, with people in the private sector. And those are some of the things that I was looking up to. We went for mentorship, but as well as to network. We want to see an Africa where Africans don't have a problem of understanding each other. We want to see an Africa where us as Africans can be in networking platforms, started to network among ourselves, build businesses, cooperate among ourselves, and then to register the development that we want. We are tired of individuals monopolizing everything that is happening within the continent. We can do it ourselves. So we decided to go in there, look into, see businessmen within Rwanda, people in the private sector, in various organizations, work, as an individual who was there to be mentored, but at the same time open up doors for individuals that want to see or invest in places like Rwanda or any other country in Africa.
What was your biggest lesson or something that we can say it was like a realization after visiting Rwanda?
I think the first thing in Rwanda is organization. I've never seen a country as organized as Rwanda. That it has to be clear. You see the organization, you see the way in which the society is organized, you see the way in which businesses occur in Rwanda, and you see the security measures, like you live in those societies like happily, freely, without being afraid of anything happening to you. And some of the beautiful things as well is the rising in technology. You can see that with the little efforts, now they're trying to, use technology to register some of the development that they have. They're trying to, use so many things at a very basic level, just with the help of smartphones, with the help of computers. Now so many things has been digitalized in that country. And that is among the reasons that minimize corruption in that country. So many African countries can learn through that the money that is supposed to be in the government coffers don't have to be going around in the hands of individuals. And that is what new leaders in Africa need. A continent that is free from corruption, a continent that is equipped with visionary leaders, a continent that has a platform for youths to excel and realize their full potentials.
Awesome. And you were supposed to go back to school. I thought that after the program you are going to get to university immediately. Would you still be going to Rwanda for your university?
Yeah, exactly. Later next year, like in 2021, I'll be going back to Rwanda for my master's program. Yes.
All right. And after Rwanda, you are now in Kenya. Did you know you were coming to Kenya? Did you plan this? How did it happen?
Yeah, I knew I was coming to Kenya. Like, it was a matter of, going to Rwanda first or coming to Kenya first, but I knew I was supposed to come. But because of the COVID measures, I decided to start with Rwanda and then come back to Kenya. And that's exactly what I did, because the PLO Lumumba Foundation is where like young leaders in Africa are being mentored, where people within the African continent are given that opportunity to excel through the conscious message that have been spread all over the continent by the founder himself, PLO Lumumba. So he's an individual that I look up to, somebody that I have high regards to. And if I have the opportunity to learn from him, then I will surely, use that opportunity. I will surely do my best to make sure that I do not lose that opportunity. So when I got this invitation from the foundation, I was like, yeah, this needs to happen. And I've been here since the 1st of October. I've been here with him. We've been going through so many things, so many activities, of course. He has been taking me along in most of the things that he's doing to make sure that I know the story behind. And one of the things that I really love about him is that he didn't say to me, Ousman, let's talk about the city. But he took me, in places where everything started for him. What he told me was, the story that you see today is a journey that began a long time ago. And
Wow.
that is inspiring.
The village.
Sure.
Oh, that's amazing. So what is your biggest lesson? I know you've been hanging out, an opportunity that a lot of people would want to hang out with PLO, a lot of people, including me, hang out, spend a week. You've been spending the past 2 weeks, you've been spending almost every day with PLO, the foundation and all that. What has been your biggest lesson? What have you learned from PLO?
I think the first thing is he's a very straightforward guy, very straightforward. I've never seen an individual like him. And I don't think someone can be close to PLO and at the same time be corrupt, unless you don't learn. The things that he preached, his action speaks way more than it. And that is what I have realized. He's very straight. You can observe that when you meet him at the office. You can observe that when you walk with him on the streets. You can observe that when you sit and discuss, when we are on various activities. And another thing that is very, very interesting about him is time conscious. Time is very important. And he has really been giving me so many lessons on that. When he says, this is the time, that is the time. You never wait for him on anything. He's always there before you.
Wow, that's really awesome. And generally, how do you find Kenya?
Yeah, Kenya is really interesting. I've been around Nairobi. I've traveled, beyond Nairobi to the province, and I've met, different individuals. It is really inspiring. It is a growing economy. Things are happening. We just still have like a lot of things to work on as well. And that is it. It is beautiful. You can see young people into businesses and etc. We still need to empower them. We still need to help.
How would you compare it to the Gambia? I really wanted to visit the Gambia this year, but this COVID test and all that, it's something that, I don't, yeah. So how is it compared to the Gambia?
Well, it's a bit different in a sense that traveling these days actually is difficult. Like I've been taking so many COVID tests just because I want to move. But then you come to realize that the Gambia and Kenya we have similarities. It's just that Kenya is a bigger economy. The Gambia is just about 2 million people.
Oh, yeah.
And geographically, it is very, very small. We just have a river that divides the country into two parts. And you come to realize that the people there, like, it is very easy. You can walk in and then you get recognized. You almost know everybody where you live. And then, like, it may not be the same in Kenya because of the population, because of the geography and etc. But then, you know, economic-wise, the Gambia also has so many things to learn from here. Maybe in the side of, you know, investment, in the side of progress in economy and etc. Registering so many successes, because you can see new startup, new businesses in Kenya, which is amazing. So I just want to say that we as Africans needs to take the lead in some of these initiatives. We just don't have to see them happening and then, you know, we just keep quiet about them. We have to be the one driving it, to make sure that you have Africans taking the lead and not to have other individuals outside of the continent coming through their financial gain and then centralizing all our economic, you know, system, our economic activities and etc.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm so excited that you actually notified me you are in the country. So it's been a pleasure. You know, it's a pleasure meeting you. And I look forward to, I know you'll come, like, it's not doubt. I know you love it. So I know you'll come back.
Yeah, definitely. I will be coming back to Kenya, maybe very soon, in fact. And it is definitely a beautiful place. And I just want to say a wonderful thank you to yourself, to your audiences, you know, for giving me such platforms where at least we can interact among ourselves as youths in Africa and then make decisions. You know, we have to be able to do that. The future of Africa has to be determined by us. And to do that, we must be ready for it. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, and have a safe flight back to the Gambia.
Thank you. Thank you, African
Asante sana.
Tigers.
You know how to say asante sana?
Yeah.
And karibu.
Asante.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.